So I wasn't planning on filming today, but I've got a few quiet minutes, and honestly, that's what this whole thing is. Taking things minute by minute and day by day and figuring this out in real time. So this is my story of how back pain led me to suspect endometriosis and how I'm still trying to get answers. So I'm Sarah. I created this channel because I'm living in a kind of diagnostic limbo, dealing with symptoms that are affecting my life, but I still don't have any clear answers. And now, this isn't medical advice. Just sharing my story in case it helps someone feel less alone. For me, it started in 2023 after I collapsed on the floor in pain at home and decided I needed to go to the ER. I needed help just to get in the car. And when we arrived, they brought out a wheelchair for me. It was this deep, sharp ache in my back, just under my rib cage, on the right side. I couldn't stand up straight. Couldn't put weight on that side. Every breath hurt. I was on my period at the time, but I didn't think it was connected. What concerned me the most was the location of the pain. My grandpa had just been diagnosed with liver cancer, and my grandma had previously had kidney cancer. So I was really worried that this was something serious, something internal. They asked me for a urine sample at the hospital, and I remember saying, if you're looking for blood, like, you're going to find it. It's kind of an awkward time of the month for that. They didn't say much, but they acknowledged it and they noted it in my file. They did an ultrasound to check for kidney stones, but didn't find anything. And after some blood work, they sent me home and told me to follow up with my doctor. I knew something was wrong. It felt deeper, like this. It's not okay to just sort of disregard. That pain would come and go over the next several months and even to this day. Sometimes it's worse during my cycle. Sometimes it's, shows up for no reason at all. A lot of times it radiates up into my shoulder, kind of in this area, at the back, or, wraps around the front under my rib cage. And sometimes it's in my pelvis, but that's not the typical presentation. There are days where standing up straight hurts, or I feel pressure, deep in my lower back or in my hips. Every test comes back normal. Blood work, ultrasound, CT, everything. At one point, a doctor suggested it might be musculoskeletal, possibly pain caused by rubbing where the ribs meet the spine. The hardest part is how invisible it is. It's hard to explain to people what this feels like, and I'm doing my best to put it into words, but unless you're going through it, you probably can't even imagine. For me, it's like something is pulling or pinching or sometimes even squeezing from the inside. Sometimes it wraps around from my back to my ribs or even down into my thigh. It's positional, as in sometimes I can get relief from a certain position, but position doesn't seem to trigger it. But it's also hormonal, and sometimes it gets worse. Around ovulation. Luteal phase, definitely worse than other times. There are times I feel like I can't sit up without crying, and I've had moments where the pain was so intense I was nauseous, lightheaded, and shaky. Right now, I'm still not formally diagnosed, but endometriosis is suspected. One of my internal ultrasounds showed what could be an endometrioma, and there was blood in my fallopian tubes. I'm waiting on more imaging, and I've been referred to a specialist. In the meantime, having a flare, and I'm tracking my symptoms. I'm trying to manage the pain as it comes and doing my best to be heard. It's frustrating because when you don't have a clear result, there can be real hesitation even from doctors to go down the endometriosis path. When I suggested diaphragmatic endo, my primary care physician basically told me that, oh, it's so rare, like, you know, the chances of that being what's causing me these issues are so low that she didn't even really want to pursue that route. Um, she is a woman, and while you'd think that might mean more understanding, I still had to insist on exploring the possibility of endo. She never said I was imagining it, but yeah, she had some reluctance to go down that route. I'm not here to complain. Um, I'm here because I know someone else is where I was a year ago. I'm scared, in pain, confused, doubting yourself. This channel is called Endo Pending because that's what it feels like. Everything is pending. Diagnosis, treatment, understanding. If you're on this journey too, I'd love for you to stick around. I'll be sharing what I'm learning and what I'm feeling and what I wish I had known sooner. If this resonated with you at all, feel free to subscribe, comment, or share your story. You're not alone.